Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the 13th episode of the San Antonio Spurs MyNBA. And after a second round exit where the Denver Nuggets absolutely dominated us, this team is in for an overhaul. We could not stop anybody in the paint or on the 3-point line. Nikola Jokic had a 24 rebound game against us, as you guys saw in that first round. This team does not have enough offense to win anything serious. We got lucky in that first round, winning in 7 games, but we need to have this center position a little bit better on offense because Enes Kanter and Jakob Poeltl just ain't cutting it on offense. So we're going to just go through here real quick before we get into the serious offseason and just talk about most of the players. These 3 players are safe. They're going to be back on this team. DeJounte Murray, I was very proud of how he played this season, especially in the playoffs. 15 points on the season, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. Very solid numbers for him. 32% from 3, which is up compared to his previous years. Not as good as he could have been, but it's still positive. On 29 minutes played, Patty Mills, 10 points this year. He's basically just there to score. And Trey Jones is a guy that didn't play too much this year. He had 8.2 points. But he definitely has the chance to take this backup point guard spot away from Patty Mills. So that should be an interesting thing to watch out for next year. Jordan Clarkson is here to stay. Hopefully I can re-sign him. He's got a player option. I'm hoping he'll pick it up. Derek White, he's under contract, but no promises he's going to be here at the end of this offseason, because that $16 million could be a very nice trade piece for somebody. Elijah Hughes right there, expiring contract, but I hope to bring him back. He really provided some nice little spark off the bench that we needed at some points in the playoffs. Devin Vassell, he'll be back on the team option. Keldon Johnson, will probably pick him up and hope to trade him. And if we don't, it'll just be to save up some cap space. Mario Hezonja's gone. DeRozan, we'll talk about him a little later. Taribo obviously is coming back. He played amazing this year. The stats may not show it because he didn't get many minutes at the beginning of the season, but during the playoffs he was dominant. Lucas Samanic, he'll be gone. And then the centers, Kanter, I'm probably not bringing him back. Poto will be here. He's under contract, and Drew Eubanks won't be back. But yeah, we really need to get a center that can shoot threes. That's one thing we've struggled with so much. Let's go ahead and see any retirements. Lou Williams is retiring at 35. Old Spur LaMarcus Aldridge is going to retire at 37. So a few big names coming in here. Danny Green, the longtime Spur. Marco Bellinelli, who, what is his three-point shot right now? His three-pointer is all the way down to a 78. Courtney Lee's already higher than him. So we could have really used some of these players on our team this past year. Wesley Matthews. Trying to see if there's any guys that I would like to maybe bring back and try and sign to our team to be veteran presences. Joe Ingles is retiring at 34. That doesn't really make sense. I'm not going to override his just because, I mean, he'd probably stay with the Jazz anyways. But other than that, not too much going on. A few young players that are just going to leave the league already. None of these players look too promising. So yeah, we'll just go ahead and go past that. Any big retirements? No Popovich yet. He's saying he might run it back. We're going to reject all of these. Draft lottery, we should not have a pick in the first 14. We have the 17th pick, which is most likely going to be traded because I do feel like this year is our year to do something in the playoffs. Carmelo Anthony, a scout. We're going to bring him in. I feel like Carmelo Anthony could really help us out. Apparently he has no interest whatsoever. Oh, he wants to be an assistant coach. That's why he has no interest. We don't have enough room for you as an assistant coach, do we? It would be nice to have Carmelo Anthony and bring him in as an assistant coach. Let's see. Carmelo Anthony for $850K to be our second assistant coach. Hopefully he's willing to accept that. Head scout. Try and bring Walter Forrest in. 250 or 240K. See if they accept, and both of them accept. So our coaching staff is very good right now. Greg Popovich obviously getting up there in age though. Been in the league for 32 years. And he just, I don't know how long he's going to be able to coach. But Carmelo Anthony, coming out of the league and becoming an assistant coach for the San Antonio Spurs. Interesting matchup there with how he'll be able to give us an insight on what players do around the league. We'll just advance through that. Nothing to go there. Draft Combine. Now the real question is, are there any centers who did good on the centers or power forwards who did very good on the three-point shot? Juwan Marks is projected to be around 10 in the draft. Tyrone Jarrett, a second-round pick, might not be a bad idea to pick him up because he looks like he could hit down some threes. Jeremy Stevenson. So we have a few guys here that are projected to be second-round picks. That would not be a bad idea for signing them, and let's see if we can do that real quick. Let's see. Jeremy Stevenson, Rodney Randolph, Juwan Marks. We'll just do all of these guys pretty much. See what their three-point shots are. So Juwan Marks is a very good three-point shooter. Scouting report on him. Sharif Abdur-Rahim, All-Star. Floor is Nikola Mirotic. So Juwan Marks might be the guy to look forward to in this draft, but he's projected to go 10. Now that's interesting because Tyrone Garrett, though, is projected to go late second round. And Jeremy Stevenson is also projected to go late second round. So that's a very interesting situation there. Do we trade up? I doubt we're going to, but we're just going to see. Let's see what happens, and we'll send to user pick and hope that in some way, somehow, Marks dropped. So let's see, draft summary. Juwan Marks, taken number 9 overall. Stats, no college stats, apparently. Let's see what his three-point shot is. A 76. Nothing too special. This guy looks like he'll be good. No crazy three-point shooting players. And that means we're probably going to end up trading this pick away if we get anything interesting back in return. Now this might be a trade to look into. Denzel Valentine. Under contract for 2 years. He is the offense that we could use. And let's see. He would be playing backup small forward, which is exactly where Keldon Johnson is at right now. So that's an interesting trade right there. Malik Beasley. I'd rather not trade for a guy that's on a 1-year contract. Just because if we're going to trade him, we could get Trey Lyles back. If we're going to trade him, which is funny, I traded away Trey Lyles and he does exactly what we needed. But if we're going to trade him, or trade for a guy, I'd like him to be on the team for at least a year or two. Let's see. So that would put us with DeJounte Murray, Derek White, Devin Vassell, DeRozan, and Podol for right now. Then off the bench, we'd have Trey Jones, Jordan Clarkson, Denzel Valentine, and Taribo, and then whoever's at center. But how bad is Denzel Valentine's defense is the real question. It's pretty poor. But he is an amazing three-point shooter. I think we got to pull the trigger on this because we get a first-round pick back. And yes, we're going to take that trade. And let's go ahead and sim to the end. We don't have a second-round pick. But I will be looking out in free agency and see exactly what happens with those players that we looked at. We don't have any rookies, obviously. Team now, the team and player options. Devin Vassell, we're going to accept. Keldon Johnson will come back to him. Enes Kanter will let walk. Luka Samanic, I think, is very upset with us at the time. He's done with San Antonio. So we will accept and trade, possibly, him and Keldon Johnson. So now let's see if there's any big free agents out there. Bradley Beal is an interesting target for us. Very good three-point shooter, very good offensively, and not horrible defensively. And he is only 29. Zion Williamson is going to accept all the time. Jimmy Butler is not the player we're looking for. Kemba Walker is not the player either. So nothing too big to look at for right now. Besides, Bradley Beal would be a great addition to this team. Nothing too big down here. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander must not have made it, or he didn't have a team option. So here we go. We're going to extend the offer to Elijah Hughes, and let's see what we can make happen with this. Cap holds. Enes Kanter, get rid of that. Mario Hezonja, Andrew Eubanks, goodbye. They're off the team. And now let's see what's going on here. Now I want to look at all the players we got here. Devontae Graham, we can't afford $14 million because we are very far under the cap space. Now here's the thing. We can't afford a guy like Bradley Beal without trading away DeMar DeRozan. And I would not be opposed to trading away DeMar DeRozan as long as we can get back a decent player on a cheap contract. For example, Precious Achiuwa. Can't shoot threes, but he can do a little bit of everything that we need him to do. Play defense and get rebounds. He's an amazing rebounder. And we get a very young player right here. That's an interesting trade. Let's see here. This could also be a very interesting trade. Cameron Johnson, who is going to be a free agent next year, I imagine. And Josh Hart, who is also going to be a free agent next year. That would clear up a ton of cap space for us. Or we go with Rui Hachimura. These are a bunch of very good trades that help us in the long run and just clear up a ton of cap space. And I think I'm going to have to go with the Cameron Johnson one. I mean, it makes sense for the Suns because they're in win-now mode. They have Chris Paul, and Chris Paul's only getting older. Well, they probably don't have him right now, but I guess they're probably going to re-sign him. But they have Jalen Smith, Trey Lyles. They have a lot of big men. And I'm going to pull the trigger on this trade. And I'm sorry, DeMar DeRozan. You've done great for us these past 2 years. You've been dominant. But he's going to Phoenix. And we're going to get back Cameron Johnson. Was that a dumb trade? It's possible that it was, but honestly, I see that as a complete win for us. Let's see cap holds. I can't, for some reason I keep clicking the same exact one. And that puts us above the cap space limit. It gives us plenty of cap space. And I don't think we're done yet either. Let's see. Finances, team finances. No, that's not what I'm looking for. I want to see. Let's see. See who's making a lot of money right now. Okay, let's see if we can dump some more cap space. What would we get if we threw Keldon Johnson and Lukas Samanic in a trade finder? Some very interesting trades. But all of these would be expiring, I believe. No, he'd be on a... Yeah. We don't want to do that. Now, this is an interesting one. That would get us more cap space. Ivica Zubac. Not a good three-point shooter. Neither of these guys would be good three-point shooters. Man, the Miami Heat really do not want Precious Achiuwa. Emmanuel Quickley does not have a face scan yet in this game. And he would be on a team option. Now this trade is very interesting. Let's see, if we do this out. So let's see. If we do this trade, it would give us, at point guard, we'd have DeJounte Murray. Shooting guard, we would have, honestly, we would have Emmanuel Quickley. What is his defense looking like, though? He's got pretty good defense. It's not horrible, but... I thought that was Lonnie Walker for a second. Or Jarrett Culver. He's got very good defense. Pokashevsky. Not great defense. Daniel Gafford, another trade with the Suns. Wouldn't be very realistic. Kira Lewis Jr. Josh Green, maybe? Good three-point shooting. Very good defense. And he's on a team option. I could do without Daniel Tice, though. So what if we do this? That trade's not very valuable. What if we just throw in a guy that's not making much money? Hassan Whiteside. So let's see. If we do this trade, it puts us at DeJounte Murray, Derek White, Devin Vassell, Cam Johnson, and Jakob Poeltl. This then gives us, at the backups, we would have Trey Jones or Patty Mills, whoever makes a move right here. Jordan Clarkson, Josh Hart, Cam or Denzel Valentine, or Josh Green. Cam Johnson, Taribo, and Jakob Poeltl. Let's see how tall he is. He could play backup shooting guard. Let's see if they would take this. Straight up. I don't want to give up Derek White in the moment. Let's see if they take a second round pick. We'll give them these 2 second-round picks. They're not biting. What if we give them... The only other guy would be Keldon Johnson. And yes, I know we're blowing this team up, but we didn't have much choice. They don't want to do that trade. I don't really want Daniel Tice. Okay, I'll do this. Lucas Samanich, Keldon Johnson for Josh Green, and Hassan Whiteside, who's under contract for 2 years. Actually, I don't really like that trade. Yeah, what if we do this? Nice. So we bring back a couple second-round picks. And we are now stacked at pretty much every position. We're going to move Josh Hart over to the shooting guard unless we can get another player to jump up. Yeah, we're going to end up moving Josh Hart over to shooting guard. So this is what the team's looking like right now. DeJounte Murray, Jordan Clarkson, Devin Vassell, Cam Johnson, and Jakob Poeltl. Backups, we got Trey Jones, Derek White, Denzel Valentine, and Taribo. So we need to go out there and sign a center. But we got a lot of cap space now, but not enough to offer any big stars. And I think the answer is trade away Derek White. Derek White's been pretty bad throughout this series for us. And I just don't think he's worth $16 million. Boston Celtics would give us Peyton Pritchard. That's an interesting trade right here. Let's see who the worst team in the league was. NBA standings. Oklahoma City or Detroit? Now, here's the real question. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Is no longer on the Thunder. The real question is, where's he at, though? Is he in free agency? Yes, he is. Yeah, he doesn't want to talk to us. That sucks. I was going to see if we could pull off a trade for him. But I would be interested in seeing... Let's see. So the Thunder are pretty bad. The Pistons are very bad. So let's see. Let's see real quick. Thunder only have a lottery protected pick. They don't have their own pick. Pistons, however, do have their pick, but they are not allowed to trade for it. Okay. Now, if they're not going to give us that pick, 2024 first round unprotected, and I don't want Bojan. No, I would not like to get... I do not want Bogdanovich. I do not want Derrick Rose. How about this? How about this? We're giving them a ton of second-round picks just for a first and a second. Did I overpay for that? It's very possible that I did. But we are very close to being able to sign... Sorry, my game just crashed. We're very close to being able to sign Bradley Beal. Very close. And blowing up my team like this may not have been the best idea. But let's see. Okay, let's see what happens here. Yeah, these guys are all point guards. See, Josh Green at shooting guard. Let's move him to shooting guard. Let's see if we can get rid of Josh Hart. Who's not very good defensively. We cannot trade away a recently traded away player. I think I'm going to turn that rule off if I can, because that's not a normal... Like, they don't have that rule in the NBA. These players get traded and then they get traded the next day. If I have the option to, it's possible I don't. Which really sucks. Yeah, I don't think I do. But we do now have 29 million to work with. Colin Sexton, restricted free agent though. TJ Warren, interesting one right there. Let's see, yeah, we don't have, we just need a couple more million to have enough to offer one of these big players a contract. Let's see what happens. If we offer Zach LaVine, that contract, where would that put us at on his list? Put us very high on his list. But I don't know if I would like to accept that. Real question is Zach LaVine the player that we need right now? What is his defense looking like? We all know his offense is amazing, but his defense isn't all that great. If I reject this offer right here, does that keep me from signing him in the future? It's possible. But let's see. Yeah, so Bradley Beal ain't gonna want that. This would be very interesting if we brought in Michael Porter Jr. Anything interesting. DeAndre Ayton might not be the worst choice. He is restricted though. I think we're gonna go for it. The player option at the end, and let's front load it. There we go. Zach LaVine is now on the San Antonio Spurs with this lineup. But we gotta sim another day. This is now the lineup we have. I would not be opposed of this. DeJounte Murray, Josh Hart probably. Josh Hart or Josh Green would start. Zach LaVine, Cam Johnson, Jakob Poeltl. Then off the bench we have Trey Jones, Jordan Clarkson, Devin Vassell, Taribo, and whatever center we're able to sign right here. Let's find a center that can shoot, though. Nothing. We're definitely not signing Myers Leonard. A guy like JaMychal Green. He would be an undersized center. But he's got a great three-point shot. And he's a very good rebounder. See if we can hit him with that 1-and-1 right there. JaMychal Green has signed with the Houston Rockets. That is very unfortunate. Robert Covington. Robert Covington, apparently. And we're his only offer. I will not say no to Robert Covington. Hopefully he doesn't say no to us. There we go. Robert Covington is now on the team, and that makes this team very deep. Let's see what Taribo is at the center. He's not a very good player when it comes to going to the center position. Guy like Mike Muscala. He can hit the three-point shot, and he can kind of rebound. Bring in him, and we will also offer a contract. To Skip Falls, that's a great name. We will also offer a contract. Hey, Taco Falls down here. We just need to sign somebody. Let's see. Did I see Thon Maker earlier? Or DJ Wilson, he's the GOAT. So Dwayne Dedman. How about him? Dwayne Dedman. Sure. Bring both of them in. And this is the new team for the third season of this series. Definitely an improvement over teams in the past. Let me guys know what you think about this offseason and whether it was a win or whether it was a loss. I think personally this was probably the best offseason we've had. We've only had two, but this one would be hard to beat in the future as well if we continue this series. I do think this team could win a championship. And we'll just have to wait and see what happens. So as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. I know this was a little bit of a longer video, but I mean, it was the off season. Hope you guys did enjoy. And as always, adios.